Today's topic is a tricky one: emotional manipulation. It's subtle, it's damaging, and it's more common than you think. We're here to help you recognize these manipulative tactics and equip you with the tools to counter them. Buckle up because knowledge is power, and you're about to get a lot stronger. Make sure you don't miss out on our bonus tip at the end of the video. It's a vital strategy for effectively dealing with emotional manipulation, boosting your understanding and responses. Stay tuned for that. 1. Identifying signs of emotional manipulation. One common tactic manipulators use is projecting their feelings onto others. For example, a manipulator may accuse you of being angry or upset, when in fact, they are the ones harboring these feelings. This projection serves to deflect their negative emotions onto you, confusing the situation and avoiding accountability. Another manipulation strategy is twisting facts. Manipulators are adept at altering the narrative to suit their needs, whether by exaggerating events to gain sympathy or downplaying their involvement in a conflict to appear as the victim. This distortion of reality can leave you questioning your perception and the authenticity of your experiences. Guilt trips and ultimatums are also in the emotional manipulator's arsenal. By making you feel guilty for not complying with their wishes or presenting you with ultimatums, they create a sense of obligation or fear, compelling you to act in ways that serve their interests, often at the expense of your own well-being. Recognizing these signs is the first step in safeguarding your emotional health and ensuring you're not being manipulated. By staying informed and aware, you can navigate relationships more confidently, distinguishing genuine interaction from manipulative behavior. 2. Understanding the manipulator's motivation. This can provide insight into why they engage in harmful behaviors. Insecurity is a significant driver behind emotional manipulation. Individuals who feel insecure might use manipulation as a strategy to assert control or feel more powerful in a relationship. By manipulating others, they create a scenario where they can predict and control the response, which temporarily alleviates their feelings of insecurity. Control is another central motivation for manipulators. They often have a deep-seated need to dominate situations and relationships. By manipulating others, they maintain the upper hand, ensuring that the balance of power remains skewed in their favor. This desire for control is not just about power for its own sake, but also about reducing their own feelings of vulnerability. A lack of empathy is also characteristic of manipulators. They may not fully understand or care about the impact of their actions on others. This lack of empathy allows them to manipulate without guilt or remorse, as they don't fully appreciate the emotional distress they are causing. These motivations are interconnected and can provide a window into the manipulator's psyche. Understanding these motivations isn't about excusing the behavior, but rather about recognizing the underlying issues that drive such actions. This knowledge can empower you to respond more effectively to manipulation and protect your emotional well-being. 3. Impact on mental health. When individuals are consistently manipulated, they may start experiencing heightened levels of anxiety. This anxiety stems from the unpredictability of the manipulator's actions and the constant vigilance the victim feels they must maintain to navigate the relationship. Self-doubt is another significant consequence of being emotionally manipulated. Manipulators often twist facts and challenge their victims' perceptions of reality, a tactic known as gaslighting. This can cause the victim to question their judgment, memories, and decisions, undermining their self-confidence and leading to pervasive self-doubt. Isolation is a common outcome as well. Manipulators frequently employ strategies that distance their victims from friends and family, creating a sense of dependence on the manipulator. This isolation can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and helplessness, making it more challenging for the victim to seek help or escape the manipulative environment. These mental health impacts are not only distressing in the short term, but can also have long-term repercussions, affecting the individual's ability to form healthy relationships, trust others, and maintain a positive self-image. Recognizing the impact of emotional manipulation on mental health is crucial for both victims and their support networks to initiate recovery and healing processes. I hope you're finding the video informative so far. If you are, why not show some support? A quick like, a comment, or a subscription can make a big difference. 4. Effective communication strategies. Communicating effectively with a manipulator requires a strategic approach, focusing on clarity and assertiveness. Setting clear boundaries is fundamental. Clearly articulate what behaviors you will not tolerate and the consequences for crossing these lines. It's not just about stating your boundaries, but also about enforcing them consistently, which sends a message that manipulation will not be tolerated. Maintaining calmness is equally crucial. Emotional manipulators often seek to provoke a reaction that they can exploit. By staying calm, you deprive them of this opportunity, reducing their power in the interaction. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather managing them in a way that keeps the conversation constructive. When engaging with a manipulator, focus on facts rather than emotions. Manipulators can twist emotional responses to their advantage. By sticking to the facts, you make it harder for them to distort the conversation. If the manipulator attempts to derail the discussion with irrelevant points or personal attacks, calmly steer the conversation back to the main issue. Active listening is another key strategy. It might seem counterintuitive to listen carefully to someone who is trying to manipulate you, but understanding their tactics can provide insights into how to counter them. It also demonstrates that you are not easily swayed by emotional ploys, reinforcing your position of strength. Most importantly, know when to disengage. Some situations cannot be resolved through communication alone, especially if the manipulator refuses to acknowledge your boundaries. 5. Strategies for dealing with manipulators. Dealing with manipulative behavior requires a mix of resilience, awareness, and assertive action. Firstly, reinforcing boundaries is essential. Clearly communicate your limits and do not hesitate to reinforce them if they are challenged or ignored. This clarity not only informs the manipulator about what is unacceptable, but also strengthens your resolve to uphold your values and limits. Being willing to walk away is a powerful strategy in dealing with manipulative behavior. If your boundaries are consistently disregarded, removing yourself from the situation or relationship can be the most effective response. This decision underscores the seriousness of your boundaries and protects your well-being. Seeking professional help is a crucial step, especially if the manipulation has deep roots or significant emotional impact. Therapists or counselors can provide strategies to cope with and counteract manipulation, helping you to rebuild self-esteem and resilience. They can offer a neutral perspective and guide you through the process of recovery or detachment from the manipulative individual. Remember, dealing with manipulation is not just about confronting the manipulator, but also about reinforcing your own emotional and mental health. Engaging in self-care practices, building a supportive network, and educating yourself about manipulation are all proactive steps that fortify your ability to handle manipulative behavior effectively. 6. Recognizing vulnerable targets. Certain individuals may be more susceptible to manipulation, often due to factors like low self-esteem, past trauma, or lack of assertiveness. These traits can make it challenging for individuals to set firm boundaries or recognize when they are being manipulated. For instance, those with low self-esteem might crave approval or validation, making them more likely to comply with a manipulator's demands. Individuals who have experienced trauma, especially if it involved betrayal or manipulation, might find it harder to trust their judgment, increasing their vulnerability to manipulation. Similarly, people who struggle with assertiveness may find it difficult to voice their objections or enforce boundaries, making them easier targets for manipulative tactics. Developing awareness is a key strategy in protecting oneself from manipulation. This involves recognizing the signs of manipulation, understanding one's vulnerabilities, and actively working to strengthen areas of weakness. For example, building self-esteem can reduce the need for external validation, while learning assertive communication can empower individuals to express their needs and boundaries more effectively. Awareness also extends to recognizing manipulative individuals and situations. By understanding the tactics used by manipulators, individuals can better anticipate and counteract attempts at manipulation. Ultimately, the goal is to create a self-reinforcing cycle of awareness, empowerment, and resilience that reduces susceptibility to manipulation and enhances overall well-being. Bonus tip: self-care and support systems. Navigating emotional manipulation can be draining, making self-care and support systems indispensable in maintaining your well-being. Self-care is about taking proactive steps to look after your mental, emotional, and physical health. It's about recognizing when you're under stress and responding in ways that help you recover and regain strength. This could mean engaging in activities that relax and rejuvenate you, setting aside time for hobbies and interests, or simply ensuring you get enough rest. Equally important is a robust support system comprising friends, family, or even professional counselors who understand what you're going through and can offer empathy, advice, or just a listening ear. Such a network can provide a different perspective on your situation, helping you see solutions or aspects you might miss on your own. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows a commitment to your own well-being and a recognition that you don't have to face challenges alone. Whether it's talking to a therapist, joining a support group, or just having a trusted friend to confide in, external support can be a lifeline during difficult times. Ultimately, prioritizing self-care and leaning on your support system are key strategies in mitigating the effects of emotional manipulation. They empower you to make informed decisions, maintain your self-esteem, and ensure that your well-being remains at the forefront, regardless of the challenges you face. Watch our video on setting boundaries for more advice on protecting your well-being. Or, discover the emotional shields you didn't know you had. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.